Says I only have one destination. Hey, what's good, everybody, man? Welcome back to the channel. It is so good to see y'all back in the building with me. There we go. There we go. Yep. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I do appreciate that. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, man. So I've been out to the fair yesterday. I'm a little congested. I've been out shaking hands and kissing babies, gave a whole bunch of people some dap. You know how it is when you're out there at the fair, when the fair comes to town, you enjoy turkey legs and fried cakes, the deep fried Oreos and funnel cakes and, the tall cups of lemonade. Man, and I enjoyed all that stuff, man. I'm telling you, I sure did. Whenever you get to a certain age, man, you get out. The only reason why you go to the fair or carnival, right, is for the food, right? You go out there because you don't get a chance to eat all that delicious, deep fried goodness on a regular, man. It only comes around like, once a year in the fall, when the weather is starting to turn, the leaves start to turn brown, right? And you get a chance, man, to see the animals, smell the animals. Go out there to the fair and drink oversized buckets of liquid, the good juice that they make out there, man, and indulge in the goodness of the fair. Not only did I indulge, but I came with the sniffles. Y'all hear me? But I'm working through it though. I'm working through it. I'm getting through it, man. Um so I'm gonna go ahead and get straight on into it. I ain't gonna waste no time, man. All right, yep, my phone says it has 10%, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling. Um so this week I am transitioning from the SFI company and going to another company, right? And one thing that I did was I had decided to turn in my lease truck at SFI. Yep, I had the truck for 2.5 years. Let's see, not quite 2.5 years. That's 2022. Got it in August of 2022, so it's 2024 November. So not quite 2.5 years. But I was able to do 324,000 miles in that truck. When a lot of other drivers said that they wasn't getting the miles, when a lot of other drivers say, "Hey man, I can't make any money." Me, I kept that truck moving 324,000 miles. And when I picked it up, it was a brand new truck. It was a 2023, right? And it only had, I want to say, 200 miles on it, man. Woo wee. It was a Volvo. It was a beautiful truck. It was a Volvo. It was white, right? I know a lot of y'all truck drivers out there, y'all make fun of those white Volvo trucks because they be zooming down the road. And let me tell you, if you saw a white Volvo zooming down the road, it was probably me. Yeah, it was probably me, dog. I'm in the hammer lane while you are hogging up the middle lane. I'm in the hammer lane getting it. Yeah, with the Arabs. Yep, that was me. And I'm gonna keep it a buck too. I'm gonna keep it a buck too. While I was in that leasing orientation, right, there were three other guys. There was a guy, he was African, right? African descent. I'm not sure if he was from Ghana or Nigeria, but the accent was there. And then there was a Haitian. Look, and we got Volvos. All of us had white Volvos, man. Look, man. We was getting to the money, man. Those white Volvos are some great trucks, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. That I had the 700 series. I didn't get the 800 series because I got it during the time of the pandemic, right? And everybody was getting trucks. Everybody and their mamas was getting a truck, man. So when I finally decided to pull the trigger to get a truck, right? It was a waiting period. It was like 6 months waiting period, man, to get that truck, right? But they made it happen, right? So I got the truck. Well, they call you in for orientation. Let's go ahead and start there. They call you in for orientation to come and sign the paperwork to come and get your truck, right? First, you have to put down a deposit. I put down a deposit to get the truck, right? And they say, hey, it's going to be a 6 months waiting list. I said, cool. What kind of truck do you want? I said, well, I'm looking at those Volvos. I heard that the Volvos are pretty good trucks, right? Lady called back. She said, hey, we got a Volvo. It's on the way. It's white. It's one of the plain ones, but it's brand new. It only has 200 miles. I said, I'll be there to come and get it. It only had 200 miles on it, man. The truck only had 200 miles. When I tell you, it still has some plastic in the truck, man. I was so happy about that truck, man, because look, that truck was a smooth riding truck. That was actually one of the better trucks that I've ever ridden in my entire life, man. Um, Even though I've only ridden in, let me see, uh, the Cascadia and the International, but that Volvo. Smooth riding truck. To say that it was a lower tier truck, and it could be because it was brand new, I don't know, but I'm just saying though, the truck that I had was just a smooth ride, man. You can go through Indiana, smooth ride. You go through West Virginia, smooth ride. New Jersey, smooth ride. 95 South though, North Carolina, South Carolina, you might want to reconsider. You might want to reconsider. 95 South, it was a little rough going through there, man. Had that Volvo shaking a little bit, man. But soon as you get past, the North Carolinas on the other side of 95, up there in Virginia, maybe in Florida, smooth sailing, man. Real smooth sailing. Like I said, one of the best riding trucks that I ever been in. It can get in the wind. It was pulling heavy loads, man. I'm telling you, there was sometimes, man, I would go up a mountain, right? And I have 40,000 on my back and I'm just passing people, dog. Just ooh, I'm almost like, man, I know I'm gonna miss that truck because that truck used to go up the mountain. Like I said, 40,000 on your back. I'm riding heavy. I'm just passing people. People got their flashes on, man. I'm flashing them like, yo, move out the way, slow poke. I'm moving here, dog. I got weight. I got power. I got someplace to be. I got a deadline, dog. I got a deadline. I'm on a tight schedule here, and this Volvo is gonna help me get there, and it sure did. I missed zero, absolutely zero appointments, zero service failures, man. Zero. And the truck was very dependable too. Um, one thing you have to do is build up a maintenance account. You have to build up a maintenance account, and I did that. Right, uh, stayed on top of my PMs. I got a PM done every 4 months at first, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a PM every 3 months, every season, because I was driving, I was riding. Your boy was riding. That's just me. That's just me. Every 3 months, I get a PM, get the oil change, get the filters changed. Because what I was noticing when I go 4 months, sliding into 5 months, 4 months, um, I was losing power, going up the hills, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like the sweet spot at 3 months. So every 90 days, basically when the season change, I'm getting the PM done, right? And the truck was just the beast of a work truck, man. I can't speak enough about Volvo, that 700 series. I can only imagine what the 800 series would be like, with all the luxuries and the leathers and the wood grain and the table in the back. I could only imagine. I would probably move into that Volvo if it had a table in the back. I probably would because let me tell you, man, the one that I did have, the 700 series, I was damn near in there. I was a resident. Hey, where you live, Big Money? I live in that Volvo right there. I do. I live right there in that Volvo for the next 3 months. For the next 6 months, I'm living right there in that Volvo. And which brings me to my next point, man. There's plenty space in that 700 series Volvo, plenty space. The front, plenty leg room. In the back, the bunk is plenty big. It was a double bunker, so there was space up top where I used to put my extra baggage because, like I said, I stay out for a good month or two, man. So I had extra stuff at the top, you know what I mean? Coats. I had jackets and extra clothing, right? Because anything can happen when you're out there on the road, you can run into some bad weather, so you need to swap your clothes out real quick, right? Because I don't like to work in wet clothes. I don't like to work in dirty clothes. So if anything happens, there's an emergency out there, get wet, you get too cold, snowstorm, whatever, clean the room up top, swap out the clothes, throw them in the dirty clothes because the bunk lift up. Oh man, lift up the bunk, throw the dirty clothes up under there, and keep it moving, man. Thank you, Volvo. Thank you, SFI, for that. So like I said, plenty space, man. Uh, then you also had the plenty outlets all over the truck. There was one that was under the bunk. Well, let me see, under your feet, right where the bunk is, and then there was one on this panel of this wall right here. There's another one on the right wall over here, right? So you had plenty outlets, right? Plenty inverters, man. I used to have my Wi-Fi in the truck. I had a computer in the truck as well. Whenever I'm doing classwork, because I needed my computer going and I needed Wi-Fi, and it was just awesome, man. No problem out of the inverters. Plenty wattage, plenty power to push anything that you need. I had a refrigerator in there. Wasn't a real big refrigerator. Basically had liquids in there. Had bottles of water, some juice. Occasionally sodas whenever I do drink a soda. Uh, the the freezer that came with that was in the refrigerator was probably maybe a 6x6, maybe, right? Um, I didn't use it too much. Maybe I would, quick freeze or quick cool my beverage. But other than that, I just use the refrigerator to store juice and water. Okay, coming on down. So what else is there, man? So we got the refrigerator, we got the bunk in the back, we got the space, man. The lighting was great. Um, the durability, like I said, just a durable truck, man. Anytime I crank that joker up, it'll go. Man, I had that truck sitting for a good month over the summer, right? Because I had to deal with some family issues. Got back to the truck, turned that mother sucker over. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's what you wanted to hear, man. That mother was a beast, man. That 700 series work truck Volvo is a beast. And Schneider SFI made it happen. They really did, man. I really do appreciate the good people at SFI, man. I really do. Very professional, very efficient, right? If you get behind in your payments, they gonna try to work it out with you. And this is one thing that you gotta do. This is one thing that drivers gonna have to do. You're gonna have to communicate. If you communicate with them, they'll work it out with you. Like, hey, if I get behind, let's do something like this. Maybe um if you can't defer a payment, let's do a payment and a half until I'm caught up, or let's do two payments until I'm caught up. Something like that. Whatever it is that you got to do to work with them, they gonna work with you, man. They gonna work with you, especially when you got a good track record, man. You got a good work history going on because they can see how often your payments are coming in. They can see that, right? So they're willing to be flexible with you, right? They're willing to be flexible with you. So just communicate with them, right? So with me having 2.5 years, it wasn't quite 2.5 years. It wasn't quite 2.5 years, but maybe 2.5 years, right? You know, did I survive though? So, like I said, I went to turn in my lease, and this is a email that they had sent, right? And this is the invoice that you will get if you are a client with SFI and you're planning on terminating your lease early, right? Good people over there. Uh, so if you're thinking about going to SFI, give me a call, man. I'm gonna plug you in. Ask for Micah. He's up there in Wisconsin. Good dude. He makes some great commercials. I've seen him on Facebook and I see him on YouTube. Man, he's a good dude, man. He's willing to work with you. All you have to do is just give him a call, man. He'll work it out with you. But yo, so this is the email that they will send you, and they're pretty quick. Whenever you drop that truck off at a Schneider location, right? Green Bay, Charlotte. Um, Let me see. There's one in Green Bay. There's one in Charlotte. And there's another one, but I went to the one in Charlotte, right? Um, They'll send this to you. They'll get it done in about 72 hours. They gonna have your truck inspected, and they're gonna give you some information for you to go over. So I'm just sharing this with you guys right here. And I got some important stuff highlighted a little bit. It says my lease termination charges right here. Then you have the delinquent payments balance because um I did go in the hole while waiting, right? That was 1,200, you see. And then my maintenance balance was 3,769. I had a late fee of $100. My security deposit was applied to that, $3,592, right? Repositioning fee zero because I took it to a authorized Schneider location. All right. And the remarket fee was 6,000, right? All of that, boom. My maintenance account took care of all of that. I had enough in the account to take care of that. So I had a security deposit and a maintenance account that took care of all of that, which left me with zero to pay out. Right. So on the termination date, yeah, termination date, it says 11/6/24. I forfeited the security deposit balance in accordance with Section 4 of your lease sign a contract. The following remaining security deposit balance have forfeited as a result of the early lease termination, which is $1,900. Right? All right. So basically, what that means is I was $1,900 to the good. Right? If I would have completed my lease I would have gotten that back and some, since we're going in, since my lease technically isn't up until August 2025, right? It would have been probably about the whole 5,000 I would have been able to get back, all right? But 1,900 in the gravy, I'm actually pretty proud about that. All right. Then it gives you the options where it says down here, you could choose two weekly repayment plans. Right here, you got plan one, $50 per week, or $100 per week on plan two, right? Or you could do a one-time payment at 45%, right? But I don't have to do any of that because those numbers are set at zero. As you can see, I owe them nothing. That is a beautiful thing. Whenever you can say that you don't owe anybody, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Let me close that down. Yeah, that is a beautiful thing when you can say that you don't owe anybody. Yeah, man. So as you can see, the balance um is zero, right? My security deposit has been forfeited, which I'm okay with. I am okay with that. I broke my lease early, and the main thing I just didn't want to do, I didn't want to end up owing, because I saw a lot of videos where some people, they have to pay $100, they have to pay 5,000, they have to pay 11K. But your boy had that truck rolling. I put 324,000 miles on it. I made every payment. I don't owe no man. It was a beautiful, beautiful relationship. Hey, man, scratch my back, I scratch yours, Schneider. So looky here. I'm going ahead and I am plugging Schneider Finance in. I am. Looky here. If you are looking for a leasing company, if you are looking to lease a truck, I know that the market may seem a little bad. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to know what you're doing out there. You're gonna have to be tough out there. There gonna be some days where you're just gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice some off days. You're gonna have to sacrifice the holidays. You're gonna have to sacrifice your birthdays. But let me tell you, the big picture, it'll be worth it in the end. I promise you, man. A good if you could if you could come up and do it like and finish your contract, man, you're gonna get that 5K back after you done made your money over the duration of the contract. Look, keep that truck moving, right? Keep that truck moving. Keep it going. If the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. And let me tell you, man, SFI, Schneider Finance, they can make it happen, bro. I recommend them. I give them a 10 out of 10. Hey, ain't no flugazi. It ain't. If you need some place, heck, if you need some place to park, you can park at a location. Take you a shower there. Grab something to eat. Do all that beautiful stuff there, man. Do that. Do that.